Hey, what's up guys? It's Rochelle and we're back with Love is Strange, and we've completed the Kate route, and so now I'm going to go with the Chloe route. So I'm gonna start a new game. No. Okay. Back here we're gonna skip all these thingies and wait a minute. How do I get back? Didn't I? Yeah, let's try to load. Sorry about that. Wait, how do I go back to the main menu? Yes. Okay, I can load to where we had to pick partners, so yeah, I can start from here. Okay, maybe we can skip all the way to blah 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 contest. We're gonna pick the contest people, partner. Okay, we don't know who I want to share, blah blah. Chloe, who said, and Rachel, and Kate, and Victoria, and let's choose Chloe. Chloe? Are you sure and choose Chloe? Yes. There's nothing like the tried and true. I know Chloe'd be willing to help me. It's practically cheating to ask her. But if the team is bonds between people, then what better choice than my partner in crime? I lean over the desk towards her. Hey, old faithful. Chloe snorts. That makes me sound like something that should be taken out of behind the barn and shot. That's a geyser, not a dog. Whatevs. Chloe's mouth twitches. She reaches up under her beanie, knocking it askew as she combs her fingers through her hair. Yeah, will you pretty please help me with the contest, dearest Chloe? Her voice is pitched up. She sounds like a mouse. I do not sound like that. Yes. No, I don't. Yes, I'll help you with the contest. And you do sound like that. A little. Wait, really? Your voice gets a little... I give her a shove, laughing. No, the contest. You wanna enter? Duh, I finally get to ride the victory train with you. My heart swells. I was sure that Chloe would help, but hearing her say it feels really good. We've always stuck together on everything. At least we did before I had to leave. We were at one another's sides for so many years. Almost all my best memories have Chloe in them. Sometimes I wish we could go back to those days. This is why I wanted to explore Chloe's route, because they have a lot of they touch upon their relationship a lot in the game, but that's why they have so much history. There's so much they could have explored a bit more in this fan-made visual novel. But we're still symbiotic as we ever were, even if we're pretty different now. Different interests, different styles, but still friends. Yep. That's how I know that what we have is real. Well, that's if I win. It's not even up for debate. You'll blow it out of the water. You're interrupted by Mr. Duck trailing back to the front of the classroom and clearing their throat. Alright, I've got to get to today's lecture. If you haven't picked out a partner yet, be sure to do it before class lets out. I settle back into my seat as the lesson begins, but I can barely focus. All I can think about is the contest. When class lets out, it feels like hours later, and I leap out of my seat. Chloe takes her time getting up, reaching to scratch herself under her arm. Ugh, I think my buzz is already wearing off. It's school's fault. Nothing's ever your fault. Not at all. I grin. That's my Chloe. So, this contest thing, you're gonna help me see another A+ for the first time in 4 years, right? Chloe, it's a contest, not an assignment. Right, we split $1 million. I'm not so sure we're gonna win $1 million. We split the, half a mil? Quarter? 10 grand? It's always hella cash, aren't you, Chloe? Chloe, winning is its own reward. Jesus, calm down there, Pollyanna. We can decide what to do with the prize after you win. I'm pretty sure there's no prize, and it would be us winning, not just me. As you say, I'm just here for the victory train, remember? More like the gravy train. Gravy. Chloe clutches her stomach dramatically. I already know what to say. Maybe we can go to the Two Wheels tomorrow morning. Genius, Max. If I can hold off more of my cravings for that long. Can you believe Joyce still won't do takeout? Actually yes, I completely believe that. Well, I'm gonna go blaze my way through maths class, literally. Behind the bleachers, cause I'm not going to do maths class. Classic. My voice is dry, which Chloe picks up on, but it doesn't seem to bother her. I'll text you later. I'll be waiting for it. Chloe cuffs me on the shoulder, and then she grabs her bags. Then she grabs her bag and goes to sneak off to her smoked out spot, while I go to Mr. Dog's desk to give them our names for the registration sheet. I'm glad I asked my best friend to help me my partner for the contest. Chloe is no photographer, but if it's about bonds, then we've got this on lock. I hope. Tuesday, the diner. The breakfast rush at Two Wheels Diner always takes me by surprise, even though I've been coming here since I was a kid. The atmosphere is always electric, the frantic energy of the buzzing staff, the impatient hungry truckers perched at the lunch counter like hulking churlish birds on a wire, the sleepy locals slumped in their booths over steaming mugs of coffee. My god, I already read this in the demo. I've been here nursing my own coffee for 10 minutes now. This morning, I woke up to a text Chloe sent at 2 a.m. asking me to meet her at the diner at 8 sharp for breakfast. She's late, of course. I should probably be more annoyed than this, but I'm kinda used to it. Chloe tries, but she's never been able to keep to her schedule. It's kind of a miracle she manages to make it to her classes on time, most days. I suppose this means I should be more worried about asking Chloe of all people to help me with my entry for the photo contest. But Chloe's never let me down when I've needed her. Not ever. And she's not starting today. I can't stop the smile that spreads across my face when Chloe enters the diner. She scans the room, panting a little, looking disheveled. When her eyes light on mine, her face breaks out into a grin of its own and she makes a beeline towards our booth. Hey, sorry I'm late. She slides into the booth with effortless cool, shooting me her most charming apologetic smile. You mad? Nah. Now let's be a bit teasing. I lean back in the booth, fixing Chloe with an exasperated look. Are you kidding? Chloe, you weren't even on time for your own birth. I knew what I was getting into. A flicker of annoyance flashes across her face, but she pushes back. She shrugs carelessly, reaching across the table to steal the mug out of my grip and take a gulp of coffee. You and Joyce need to stop sharing baby Chloe stories. It's weird. I roll my eyes and make a half-hearted grab to take the mug back. Chloe's determined though, leaning back out of my reach and draining the rest of the coffee in one long gulp. Oh my god, Chloe is such a douche. She shudders, slamming the mug down on the table like a shot of glass. Gross. Chloe just grins in response, looking entirely too pleased with herself. You hungry? God, yes. She cranes her neck dramatically, looking around the diner. Where is Joyce? I'm gonna die of starvation before she even takes my order. Then she'll be childless, and you'll be partnerless, and my sad hungry ghost will be forever bound to Two Wheels. Cursed to hungry sea truckers and painfully slow wait staff for eternity. Not so fast, Casper. Chloe snorts. I kick her lightly beneath the table and continue despite the interruption. Joyce should be out with your fruit in a minute. It's like flipping a switch. Chloe's face lights up, the previous conversation immediately stricken from her memory. She leans forward, seizing my hands in hers and dragging them across the table. Max. You've been my best friend since we were kids. My first mate, my partner in crime. And now the girl who buys me breakfast. I'm ready to take it to the next step. Max will do me the great honor of marrying me and buying me food for the rest of our lives. She's been doing this more and more lately, saying things that could just be joking but could also be, well, flirting. I just can't figure out if Chloe's being deliberately confusing or I'm such a colossal social dunce that I can't tell the difference. Chloe waggles her eyebrows, squeezing my hands playfully. Max? I laugh awkwardly, feeling a blush rise on my face and yank my hands out of her grip. Who said I'm buying? Chloe pouts, bottom lip jutting out dramatically. You know, I just offered to spend the rest of my life with you. The least you could do is offer to pay for my... Wait, what did you get me? Well, last time I already said oatmeal, so let's make her happy. Let's say eggs and bacon. Your favorite, bacon, side of eggs. Chloe slams her palms down on the table excitedly. Hot damn, now we're talking. Joyce bustles out of the kitchen a few minutes later, expertly balancing trays loaded with breakfast foods. Chloe smirks mischievously, leaning forward in the booth, no doubt with something cheerfully antagonistic on the tip of her tongue. But the morning rush is so hectic that Joyce barely has the time to set our plates down in front of us before tearing off across the restaurant to attend the family of 5 that just filled up the last free booth. Chloe looks briefly disappointed that she lost the opportunity to annoy her mother, at least until she remembers there's food in front of her. Chloe eats with the sort of single-minded ferocity not uncommon in wild dogs. She's got about the same level of manners too, I remember. Hungry like the wolf. Thinking of all the time she'd stolen food right off my plate and unconsciously hunching over my meal when she looks up and starts eyeing my waffles. You gonna finish that? This is a yes. Down, girl. I put my plate closer to my body and wave my fork menacingly in her direction. Chloe pouts, fixing me with her best puppy dog eyes. No. Worth a shot. Chloe shrugs and leans back into the booth. So, I bet you're pretty pumped to get started on your project, huh? I bit my lip, shifting my gaze from Chloe's eager face to the window facing the street. I watch a few cars pass by, trying to gather my thoughts. I guess I'm excited. But... I glance back to Chloe, unable to stop the smile that tugs at the corner of my mouth. She always knows when there's something I'm not saying. But I'm pretty nervous too. I can't believe I'm actually volunteered for the contest. I can. Chloe says it like she's just a fact. I feel butterflies flutter in my stomach, nervous for a whole other reason now. Confidence always seemed to come easy as breathing to Chloe, and I get it. She's tough and beautiful and smarter than she gives herself credit for. That all makes sense. But it's her unwavering confidence in me that I just can't wrap my head around sometimes. Max, you're like the best photographer in school. I know sometimes you'll get all in your head about this shit, but it's really not so complicated. Of course you're gonna kill it in here. I smiled gently back, hearing the hesitance at the end of her sentence. But... Chloe smiles bashfully, cheeks flushing just slightly. Looking up at me through a fringe of blue hair like a kid with her hand in her cookie jar. But it was kind of surprising you asked me to help you with your project. What? Chloe shifts in her seat. The food is gone now. She has nothing to distract her from her conversation, so she grabs a packet of sugar from the center of the table, tearing it open and pouring the contents out into shapes on the tabletop. Joyce is gonna be so pissed. I mean, there's lots of, good photographers in that class, Max. I basically only took photography so I could hang with you and Rachel at school a few times a week. Chloe, you're my best friend. There's no one else I'd rather have in my corner for stuff like this. Chloe looks up from the pile of sugar she was carefully shaping into swirls in the center of the table. Best friend. Her tone is light, but the look on her face makes me feel like I didn't say quite the right thing. My first mate, my partner in crime, the girl I buy breakfast for. Chloe's face breaks out in white green, cheeks pink. In that case, can I order another? No. Chloe laughs. Worth a shot. So, I guess we better get started on this thing. The rules say you need to take your photos somewhere in Arcadia Bay. Do you know where you want to go? Okay, so if I decide we go to the lighthouse. If Chloe decides she goes to the junkyard. I think I actually like the scene with the lighthouse first, so let's make Max choose. Yeah, I have some place in mind. The hike to the lighthouse is as pleasant as I remembered. Chloe keeps chatting my ear off, as excited as a puppy. Oh man, this was such a great idea. Remember all the adventures we had at Pure Pirates? We even hid treasure somewhere. I remember, we buried it in the woods. What was even in that box? Some pictures, I think. Maybe candy? That must be mummified by now. I laugh because I had a sudden picture in my head of a piece of candy wrapped in mummy bandages. When I tell Chloe, she laughs as well and bumps our shoulders together. I feel my smile growing wider. Dude, this is perfect. We have all these great memories here. You are so going to nail that photo contest. I laugh, but it sounds nervous. Forced. I clear my throat. I mean, what matters is that you believe that. Chloe spins around to face me, walking backwards up the hill. Don't give me that, Max. You're going to do an amazing job. You'll do a kick-ass job. I just hum, unconvinced. Chloe grabs me by the shoulders, stopping short and bringing me to a halt. I'm serious. I believe that, Max. I believe in you. I can't help but smile. Yeah? Yeah, don't you ever doubt that, hippie. She winks at me, starts walking by my side again. Finally, the trees grow sparse as we come inside of the lighthouse. It looks so much smaller than I remembered. Older too, like all the years of salt and wind chipped away all of its life and color. The sea is still and grey below us. Arcadia Bay lies peaceful on the shore. The sky is perfectly blue, almost blindingly so. I feel a pricking sensation on the back of my neck. Suddenly being here feels off, though I can't put my finger on why. Almost as if she sensed my discomfort, Chloe nudges my shoulder. Yo, what's up with you all of a sudden? Let's be honest with her. I don't know, it just feels so much smaller than... It just feels so much smaller here than it did before, you know? Chloe gets really quiet beside me, gaze lost somewhere on the sea. Although it feels like an eternity, she nods. I feel it too. Can't explain it either. Maybe it's just weird coming up here with you after all these years, being older. Everything feels shrunk and quieter. I can't bring myself to say anything, so I just nod. Chloe startles me by putting her arm around my shoulder, pulling me close to her side. I like how bold Chloe is. It's like so different than Kate. Don't be sad about it, Max. It's still kinda nice, right? The sea is glittering under the sun. I let my head rest on her shoulder. Yeah, it's beautiful. We stay quiet like that for a few minutes. I love how there's no need for words between us. It's always been like that, since we were kids. Even when we were very little, there were still times we could play in complete silence. Perfect sync, my mom used to say. We were so quiet, our parents would pop by our rooms to see if we'd fallen asleep. But I don't remember being next to Chloe ever feeling so nice. The warmth radiating from her is so soothing. I could probably stay like this forever. Just as I think so, she tenses up beside me. I look at her, and her brows furrowed. She's chewing her lip like she always does when she's searching for the right words to say. I feel my stomach tighten uncomfortably in anticipation. Then finally, after what feels like hours, she speaks. Max, there's something I need to tell you. Chloe's eyebrows are doing that thing where they bunch up before she blurts out something awful. I feel my heartbeat speed up in my chest, a fast thumping in my throat. I swallow. What is it? Max, I'm leaving. I'm leaving Arcadia Bay. The first thing I feel is relief. I was scared she was sick, or Joyce was sick, or Chloe had gotten into some really bad trouble. Then her words truly dawned on me. You're leaving? She's not looking at me. I have to resist the urge to go up on my toes, meet her nose to nose, force it. Yeah, I've been thinking about it for a long time. I mean, you know that. I just decided that, fuck it, I should do it. I should really do it. So I started planning stuff, and I'm leaving at the end of the week. I feel like I've been punched in the gut. I always see like Max has always been firm with Chloe because, you know, Yeah. I pull away from her side. Chloe, why leave now? Chloe glances at me, then looks away again, lips tightening. I hate seeing her like this, but I can't pretend I'm not distressed. Dude, it's now or never thing. I'm done saying I'm gonna do it and sitting on my ass. I kind of feel like I'm falling. I wish she'd just look at me. Without eye contact, my voice is just spiraling out of control. Chloe, I mean, why not? Like, in the summer, did something happen with Joyce or Rachel? That gets her to look up at me again. It's not a personal attack, Max. Well, it kind of feels like getting left behind. I stop short. There's a moment where we're just looking at each other, eyes hard. Then I look at my shoes and bite down on my lip. I started when Chloe steps into my space and hugs me, tight and warm. I'm sorry, that was shitty. I press my nose against her shirt. It smells like smoke and sugar. I was shitty first. I'm so sorry. I squeeze my eyes shut against her shoulder. I just want us to be apart. After a long moment, Chloe pulls away, but her arms loose around my shoulder. Listen, Max, I'm not leaving because I hate Arcadia Bay. I know I say that a lot, but I don't, not really. Not with all these memories I made with you, and Rachel, and my dad. She sighs in frustration. I squeeze her elbow softly to reassure her. I know some people that have never left the Bay. They were born here, they live here, they died here, and never once set foot out of town. I'm so fucking afraid I'm going to turn out like that. I won't let it happen. I nod. Don't look so sad. It's not like I'm never coming back. I'll just stay away for a couple of days. Or, I don't know, weeks maybe? Depends on how well I can handle myself out there, really. I nod again, faster, trying to process her words. She really is serious about this, and there's nothing I can do to stop her. And maybe I really shouldn't try. If this is so important to her, she should go through with it. Still, a painful knot tightens up in my throat. She nudges my shoulder. Come on, Max. I'll totally call you every day. And text you every time something cool happens, which, let's face it, will be all the time. I smile at her, but I can't find any words to say. I can't quite bring myself to look her in the eye either. She shoves her hand in her pockets and shuffles her feet. Max, come on, say something. This is spooky quiet. I bite my lip. Chloe, I get why you're doing this, and you're right. I want you to do what will make you happy, I promise. And I just have to wrap my mind around it, around the fact that you're really actually leaving. She squeezes my shoulder. I know, Max. But you deserve this, Chloe. You deserve a chance to get out of this town and live your life, and... I hear my voice break. Shit. I look out at Chloe and her eyes are big and warm. I'm going to miss you. She laughs breathily. Shit, Max. I'm not gone yet, and it's not like I'll be away forever. Chloe pauses and rubs at her nose, like she always does when she's getting emotional. I'll miss you too. I touch briefly at my eyes and smile at her. Chloe gives me a little laugh. Chloe gives another little laugh, pushes her beanie back with one hand and settling the other on her hip. Jesus, look at us getting all mushy. Come on. Jesus, look at us getting all mushy. Come on, we have 3 more days to ourselves. Let's make them awesome. I grab her hand, squeeze it tight. Yeah, let's make them the best. Woohoo, is that Wednesday already? My head feels heavy when I wake up the next morning. I swipe 4 times at my phone's alarm instead of the usual 2. It takes me a barely couple of seconds of rubbing my eyes and stretching to remember why my mind feels so weighed down. Oh, Chloe. I promised myself last night I wouldn't be too upset about Chloe jet setting off, at least on the outside. I meant what I said yesterday. I do understand, on a logical level, why she wants to, and I really sincerely want her to be happy. And it will make me the biggest hypocrite in Oregon to call her out on leaving me behind in Arcadia Bay as she goes off to explore the world. I know that. But I loved having her back in my life. It's taught me that some people really are irreplaceable. Chloe most of all. I'm not crazy about the idea of losing her again. Yes, right after I told myself I wouldn't be mopey too. Time to get it together, self. I roll out a bit, start pulling my clothes and things together. What's really important now is to focus on Chloe, make the most of our time together. I'll need to get more mooziness out of my head first, but I'd really like to do something special for her. Make sure her parting memories of Arcadia are good ones. Give her a compelling reason to come back. Okay, Max, you're gonna miss Chloe. So how about we dwell on that after she's actually left? Oh, and we're going to need to take a photo, a good photo, an award-winning photo. Sometimes I feel like time is actually working against me. Time to go splash some water on the face. Max sadness hour is over. It's about time this day got rolling. But of course, when the door swings open and the smell of weed hits me like a truck, my heart just goes speedy again. Hey, bedhead. Morning, Burnout. She grins at me, lowering her joint and leaning back against the sink. She looks really loose-limbed and carefree this early in the morning. Arms bare and hair mussed. Looks like she's waiting around to raise some hell with Rachel again this morning. I know I must look like a mess, but at least it's nothing she hasn't seen before. I cross by her to sink to her level, leaning over it and splashing some water into my face, up into my face, exhaling against my fingers. Chloe's looking at me. I can feel it. You doing okay, Max? I straighten up and glance at her before patting off my face. Yeah, I'm fine. You know I'm not a morning person. Who is? She's looking at me, a little searchingly. Her joint glows amber red between her fingers. You sure though? Your eyes are kinda... She makes a vague gesture with her hands, indicating my entire face, which isn't exactly helpful. All smudgy like. Too small. Thanks. Okay. Should we say... Let's be honest with her? Should we be honest with her? I don't know. My gut tells me to go with just tired instead of being upfront with her, but I don't know, maybe it will affect our relationship. Just thinking about you, I guess. At that, her grin spreads wide. Shit eating. She leans towards me, bracing both hands on either side of the sink. Oh, really? For a second, I just blink at her, and she raises an eyebrow. Then I get it. Oh, you wish. I shove at her, and she sways back, laughing. I giggle too, and wish I hadn't already doused myself. It'd be suspicious to do it twice. Forget that Chloe's also a flirt, kinda like Rachel. And the contest too, but somehow you manage to distract me even when you're not there. Chloe grins and rubs her joint out against the sink. She's so full of herself. I'm counting on that. Anyway, Rachel will be here in a few minutes. Apparently today is going to be the big goodbye day. The word goodbye just drops on a rock in the pit of my stomach, but I just nod. Is that your way of subtly telling me to get out of your Kool-Aid stained hair? First of all, how dare you suggest the color comes from anything but the finest bottle of Manic Panic Bad Boy Blue Amplified hair dye. Second, absolutely not hippie. I was planning on running into you. She meets my eyes again, and I straighten a little, reach up to pinch a water droplet out of my bangs. Yeah, why? For one thing, you look cute first thing in the morning. Your hair's all fluffy. As I'm brushing down my admittedly fluffy hair with my fingers, she continues. Also, Rachel has me booked all day, but I wanted to know what your plans were. My plans? Yeah, hopefully I'll be free later on today. So if you want to do something like for the contest or... She shrugs, suddenly unsure, and flicks her smushed joint into the stall across from her. It misses the drain by about 2 feet. Oh my god, it's such a little barg. But just the fact that Chloe's still thinking about the contest first, about me, even in the face of this huge shift in her life. I definitely want to hang out. But maybe today can just be a Max and Chloe day. She looks at me again, surprised, then she grins. Dude, every day is a Max and Chloe day, like fucking Thelma Louise. Have you got something in mind? Not yet, but I will by the time this afternoon rolls around. It's a surprise. Chloe's eyes go even brighter. Sweet. Gives me something to look forward to as I suffer through all the skater bros tears. You're gonna break their hearts. She just nods cheerfully. They'll get used to it. Her phone beeps and we both look down. Chloe checks the message, then shoves it back in her pocket. Rachel. She's waiting outside apparently. She lays off this shit, I think men's tears might make her younger or something. Oh my god. That does sound like Rachel. Mystical, powerful, and daunting. Go easy, alright? I kinda feel bad for them. No promises. She reaches out and ruffles my hair with one hand. I'll catch you later, dork. I'll catch you later, dork. And I'll text you when I can meet up. Okay, tell Rachel I'm expecting her to be the responsible one. She already knows, but will do. She winks at me, then slips out the bathroom door. So that gives me half an hour before class starts to think of something special for Chloe. Good, Max. Great forward thinking. Okay, I'm going to end it here, and I will continue Chloe route on the next episode, so see yas.